Hey, welcome back to the Fun A Day experiment where I am sharing a video every single day throughout the month of January, exploring marketing, business, and lifestyle advice, as well as dance moves and out of comfort zone challenges. Kristen Lajeunesse here, and you are watching the We'll Travel for Vegan Food Marketing series.
We'll travel for vegan food.
Today's topic is about positivity. Many of you have asked me the same question: how to stay positive when things get sucky. It is no joke that whether we're working for a business, a for-profit, a non-profit, or for ourselves, or even doing volunteer work, sometimes things get crappy. Maybe we're in a bad mood, maybe we're sick, maybe someone else is in a bad mood, maybe the poop is hitting the fan. It happens, it's a part of life, it's a part of being human, and it's a part of working with other people and just existing in the world. Now, while we may not be able to control all of the elements that influence what goes on around us, we can certainly decide how we react to those things and what we can do in order to keep our own positivity up and our motivation high when poop hits the fan. Number one, if it's something that is out of your control, then let it go. As hard as it can be, especially for creative people and entrepreneurs, and if we have a job where we hold a lot of responsibilities, it's easy to put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make sure that things get done, even if they're assigned to other people. Let's say we have to oversee that from happening. But here's the thing, sometimes we don't have any control over behavior of somebody else, or if you simply don't have the tools to solve the problem. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't take action to look for a solution, but if it's something that's legitimately out of your hands and out of your control, then you have to take a deep breath in and let it go. I know it can be really hard, but if you tell yourself that you're just gonna wait it out and let the problem resolve itself, then that will sure as heck reduce a lot of stress and keep you from going down that spiral of negativity. Number two, if you're honest to goodness in a really sour mood, it's okay to let it out. Now, that doesn't give you permission to be a Debbie Downer and take it out on other people and start bad-mouthing people and just being mean in general. It just means that it is okay to say to yourself, I feel like crap, and to maybe disclose in a friend or someone that you're close with that you feel like crap. If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, how's it going today? Don't try to hold it all in and pretend like everything is okay if it's not. It's totally fine. We're human. It happens. And just be honest and say, you know what? I'm not in the best mood today. This thing happened and it's out of my hands, so I have to wait for something to be resolved, and I just need to kind of go for a walk. It's totally cool. Number three, and this is one from my favorite lady, Marie Forleo. Never make a decision when you're in a bad mood. If something's going on, whether it's out of your control or not, if you're in the middle of a heated moment, do not make a decision about a major important thing in that moment. Let it rest, sleep on it, give it as much time as you need, and then come back to it. It's inevitable that if you make a decision when you're in a bad mood, you're going to be questioning it, and it might end up being the one that wasn't the best and most clear, thought out decision to begin with. Number four, exercise. You gotta exercise. Yeah, don't ever do that in public. Exercise. Science shows that when you get your body moving and the blood flowing, your brain functions at a higher capacity, you're more creative, and you tend to have a more positive outlook on business and life. I recently read an article where it suggests that if you work while sitting down, even just standing up and doing some squats or going for a short 10 or 15-minute walk a couple times throughout your day will do wonders for your mental status and of course for your body as well. Number five, and this is one of my favorites. When you're feeling helpless, help someone else. Sometimes one of the quickest ways to snap ourselves out of a cruddy feeling is to realize that other people kind of have it cruddy sometimes too. We all feel cruddy sometimes. And if you can do something to help someone else not feel cruddy, it's going to make them feel better and it's going to make you feel better. It doesn't really matter what the form is, as long as you're coming to it with a genuine and sincere approach and wish to help someone else. When I lived in New York City over the summer, and when I walk around here in Chicago now, I frequently pass homeless people on the streets. When I pass them, I mentally say to myself that I wish to remove your pain and suffering and that you do not have to feel this again. And sometimes just putting that energy out there will hopefully bounce off that person and make them feel a little better and more positive about their situation. And it makes me feel a little better knowing that even if I don't have some change in my pocket, that I'm at least sending them well wishes. Number 6, if you're really feeling down in the dumps, then do something about it. I want to share a little story with you. Several years ago, I was in a relationship with someone who was very fit. And I would often complain about how I wasn't fit and how I didn't feel very good about myself being with someone who was so in shape. I complained about it so frequently that after a while he just said, "Kristen, if you're that unhappy with your body, then do something about it." That really stuck with me, and I think that this theory applies both in your personal health, your mental health, and your business-related strategies. If you're not happy with how you're feeling, then make the decision to change it. Which leads me to number 7. Your attitude is a choice. As easy as it is to blame external situations on the way that we feel inside, honestly, we have the ability to decide how we feel about something. I suggest starting with your inner dialogue. Whenever you catch yourself speaking negatively to yourself, stop, and whether you need to say it out loud or say it internally, turn down that volume and decide in that moment to have a different outlook on it. So for example, let's say you work in a bakery and you're having a great day, sales are through the roof, everything is fine, happy customers, and then you have that one customer who comes in and complains about the pricing and that the sugar is too granulated and that the cupcakes aren't sweet enough. And you deal with it in the best way that you can, but as soon as that customer leaves, you feel like you're going to explode. Now, that's totally normal, okay? But in that moment, you have a choice to let it consume you and take over your day, or to say, "No, Kristen, I'm not going to let that upset the rest of my day." Take a deep breath in, and on your out breath, tell yourself that you're going to release the stress and that you're choosing to be positive instead of carry that negativity around with you. If you find this step particularly challenging, then I suggest beginning by surrounding yourself with other people who are positive. And you know who they are. You know if most of the people in your life tend to complain about a lot of things or always being negative. If that's the case, you have got to change your surroundings and at the same time change that internal dialogue. One of my favorite quotes on this is from Cuddy. She says, "Fake it until you become it." So whether or not you're actually feeling positive when you're telling yourself to feel positive, if you say it enough times, you will begin to feel it and believe it. So don't fake it until you make it and then drop it off. Fake it until it becomes who you are. Another great statement about this, you are what you eat. And likewise, what we feed our mind is what we experience. In other words, what we tell ourselves tends to be true, and it creates the outlook that we have on life. And finally, I want to leave you with a thought inspired by the reading that I've been doing in Danielle Laporte's The Desire Map. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Not only is it a choice, but the decisions that you make every day and how you go about your business and your personal life will determine the entire journey of how you're feeling. If you are making decisions that do not feel good to you, stop doing them. Because here's the thing. If your ultimate goal is to have the most gleaming, astonishing company in your niche, that's great. But if the journey that you are on to get to that point feels like crap the entire time, then you're doing something that's unhealthy for your body and you need to make a change. Always keep it top of mind. Every action that you're taking each day, is it fulfilling your soulful desire to be happy and positive and motivated? How do you want to feel? Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. And don't forget to head on over to WTF, that stands for We'll Travel For, veganfood.com to sign up for email updates so that you don't miss a single one of these videos. And remember, life tends to respond to our outlook, to shape itself to meet our expectations. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, where it once again will be the Will Travel for Vegan Food Marketing Series. Halfway through the month!